show.
That sports nonsense.
No, that stuff's in the past.
It's an hour old already.
Basically.
Millennials have already killed sports. Not happening.
Well, maybe. They're at least trying to kill cable television.
And like every other form of media, apparently. Going to the theater is another one that's going down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the dang dirty millennials.
Yep. That's all we do is we kill things
for fun.
But tonight the NFL is going to be streaming its first ever game on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh,
Thursday Night Football.
It took me a second to catch on to why that's significant.
Yeah, it's streaming on Twitter.
Like on Periscope or what?
If on Twitter, I mean the
like just Twitter,
just like, Twitter. If you go to TNF, which is Thursday Night Football.twitter.com, there's the game.
So Twitter now has its own streaming platform, essentially.
Yes.
That's pretty dang significant, actually.
Yeah, it's very significant.
Like, there could be in the future, like, big, like, really big, and this is probably happening already, big websites with huge interest in mind fighting over who gets to stream what event.
It's possible. I mean, because we've already seen it in sports with Facebook. Facebook, before UFC events, will stream the preliminary fights.
Really?
On Facebook, yeah.
Interesting.
For free. But then of course, when the comes up, then you got to get pay-per-view and watch that. But
pay like $50 for the fight,
right?
And then watch webms of it later.
But which is pretty much how I watch fights.
That's how I watch any sports. I just watch the internet videos.
Watch the webms of it. Yeah, but so this is going to be pretty significant. I'm going to try and keep an eye on that later and see how that goes.
This is a cross. This is sort of a cross thing, like a crossover, because it's sports and technology. So we'll probably both be talking about it on our respective shows.
Correct.
Kind of weird.
So I'll probably call into your show at some point.
Please do. I was talking about sports earlier on my show, and I was kind of hoping you'd call in because I was talking about the whole doping thing. They got the hacked Olympic records, and how it turned out that Serena and Venus Williams are doing like tons of not amphetamines but opiates, like synthetic opiates, and it's like, no, it's cool. They have a prescription for them. It's therapeutic hillbilly heroin.
But I mean, the effect of opiates wouldn't be advantageous, would it?
Well, if it's like pain dampening, then it might be. Like if
That's
she
true.
Can't play because she has a horrible knee injury, but she takes, oxycodone, which is, as we know, like it's heroin. It's synthesized heroin,
Gotcha. Which, I'm not going to lie, of all the drugs that athletes can take, that's the one that I have the least amount of problem. Oh, you're dealing with pain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And then Simone Biles, I think they kind of picked on Simone Biles unfairly because they're like, she takes an amphetamine. It's like, it's an ADHD medication, and she has a prescription for it.
Yeah.
But, duh, she's got that. Every kid does.
And she's not the first athlete with that.
No. And if she's taking medication to dampen it, how is that advantageous to her?
Right? Okay, fair enough. I mean, so you've got all of that stuff going on.
Yeah.
I could not get to my phone, so I couldn't call you.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, but we'll figure this all out. But we want to talk about the millennials killing things because people accuse us, two millennials specifically, but millennials as a whole.
We specifically are killing a bunch of industries, but so are other people our age too.
Exactly. So killing a number of industries, and you had a list of
I do have
industries
that list. I pulled it up.
That we are allegedly killing besides the cable industry.
This is from Fusion.net, which has come up with 47 different, they say, counts of homicide to varying degrees.
Oh boy.
Of different industries. Number one is vacation. Millennials don't go on vacations, I just found out.
Well, our lives are a vacation. Why go on vacation?
Right. I mean, if I can just pull my benefits and, hang out downtown all day, that's what I'll do. Gen X retirement savings. We're killing that too. I mean, I say screw Gen X anyway because they suck, but their music wasn't very good. Retailers.
The music was awful.
Retailers. We're killing retailers. Did you know that?
I suppose I do know that.
Working at one that's
I'm working at Office Depot and they're dying. So yeah.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure there. I pretty much am seeing the inner workings of a store as it closes down, and it's.
But see, if Office Depot rebranded itself as like Office Boutique that sold like hipster paper clips that were little mustaches, you'd probably see a resurgence in Office Depot.
Probably, for both reasons of that you would be attracting millennial hipsters who spend money.
Tons of money,
like it's going out of style.
They got daddy's trust fund.
Exactly. And then also you'd be spending less money on supplies because hipsters don't care about like useful stuff, like real paper clips. So go on ahead.
they'll spend the extra $1 because it looks like a cup of coffee.
Exactly. Or
Espresso.
a mustache or a beard. Oh, gosh.
Top hat. Macy's is also taking a huge hit, probably because it keeps spending all of its money on parades. But I'm sure that has nothing to do with it.
Correct. I mean, I don't know how much money they would save on cutting back for the parades, but I mean, a giant Charlie Brown and Snoopy blimp could not possibly be the most cost-effective way of spending your money.
Did I tell you, this is a very short anecdote, but 3 or 4 years ago, they showed on NBC nothing of the parade, and it was nothing but ads and them interviewing people instead of showing the parade. And I read on Twitter that kids were literally crying.
Oh man,
little kids who have cause to cry. Little kids are upset they're not seeing the floats because why they watch.
That's the only reason you would watch if you were a child.
No one cares about Robin Roberts when you're 3 years old. You want to see Charlie Brown.
I think that they got the opinion somehow that people weren't really paying attention to the parade and just forgot about the children.
That's so egotistical. It's they don't care about the parade. They care about me.
Well,
what if you did coverage of the NFL or something? You're doing what do they call it, play-by-play, and you're like, now he's got the ball. And by the way, did you get a cup of coffee? I got a really nice cup of coffee the other day, and here to talk about that is my friend. And it's who cares?
And in fairness, baseball is a sport that's slow enough.
They can do that.
And when they do it on the radio, they talk about everything but the baseball game between pitches.
But it's funny when they do it.
Yeah.
I like it when they do it. You see that WebM of them talking about the girls who are taking pictures of themselves and not paying attention to the game at all?
I did not, but you're going to have to show me that afterwards.
I'll show you that later. It's really funny. I'm here all night, so we got time. Travel marketing. Millennials are killing travel marketing. I don't know what that is, so
travel marketing?
I mean, I should lie. That is the thing. That's where if you see an ad for Travel Michigan,
oh.
Okay, during the 2008 Olympics in Vancouver. No, sorry. 2010 Olympics in Vancouver, they did the whole thing where they had that actress from Sex and the City, which I've seen all of. They had, and I'm not even joking, I have seen all of it.
Oh, really?
On the CW when they re-aired it. I was a little kid. One of the first shows I remember watching on my own. And they had Michael J. Fox talking about how great Vancouver is. Apparently, millennials are killing that. I didn't know that.
I guess since we're not going on vacation, that would be another aspect of vacation life that we are just destroying.
Class, as in manners, not economics, which I see, because we are as a generation so mellow that the whole shaking hands, please and thank you thing just isn't a thing with us, because we're just so laid back. We're already on friendly terms as soon as we've met someone.
Basically, I think some people get a little too friendly too early.
Oh, I agree.
But maybe I'm just not a touchy person also, so that's part of it.
Whatever the opposite of a touchy person is what I am.
Exactly.
I jump on the ceiling and hang off of it.
Just hide in the corner make
a cat sound when someone tries to help me. Trees. We're killing trees.
Okay. I don't think that that's just us.
So we're actually perpetuating the lumber industry, which is a good thing.
There we go. There's an industry we're not killing.
Yeah, we're helping the lumber industry, which is good because they supply all of our clothes too.
Our clothes and our buildings.
Our fashion sense.
And our books that we buy ironically.
Right. Here's my Kafka book that I bought that I'm not going to read.
It's my copy of Catcher in the Rye.
You ever read Trotsky? I don't lie because I just tell people dude, I don't read that many books. They're have you read that piece that was in a book called Mein Kampf? I'm like, nah.
No.
Actually, I actually have read Mein Kampf, but I haven't read any Kafka or
I was
Machiavelli
in a bookstore once.
Yeah.
And there was a girl that was mad. It was McKay's actually.
Oh, okay.
She was mad because they didn't have Mein Kampf. And she was looking for Mein Kampf and she could not find it and she was livid. And I think it would have been okay with that, except that she was a complete hipster. I knew that she wanted the book to have the book. She had no intention of reading the book.
She probably wanted it so she could take a picture of it and put it on Tumblr. I can't believe McKay's has Mein Kampf.
Probably.
I hate people like that.
Oh, gosh.
This is something you'll be surprised at. Golf. We're killing golf.
We're killing golf.
And you like golf.
I like golf a lot. I understand that, I guess, that there's a perception that young people don't like golf, but then, young people haven't liked golf since I was a child.
You just got to wait for us to turn 60 and then we'll start liking it.
Exactly. I don't know if millennials are killing golf. There's a lot of things that are killing golf.
Yeah.
The traditions of golf that never change.
Right.
I mean, you got to change some things. I mean,
we got the kilts and the bagpipes before every game. Play the national anthem.
Obviously,
Scottish bagpipe version.
Right. Matt Kuchar won't stand. He'll take a knee.
Could it be worse? The national anthem, which I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think the national anthem is a particularly amazing song. Not that I'm upset that it's the national anthem. I just think, like, as a song, we could do better.
Fun fact about the national anthem. Francis Scott Key wrote the national anthem in a moment of amazingness. And from that point onward, it was basically a bar song.
It was, yeah.
Before we used it as our national anthem.
It was, well, the tune to the national anthem is called the Anachronatic Song. It was a drinking club in Britain. And the song is about Anacreon in heaven. That's the name of it. It's a really good song. You should look it up sometime. It's actually very catchy.
Oh, okay.
The tune flows a lot better. It's not like forced like it is.
Yeah, like the reason why we have to have amazing singers sing the national anthem.
It's hard to sing.
Exactly. If really you can't sing the national anthem, you look like a fool.
Like Christina Aguilera messes up the national anthem. That's not good.
If anyone messes up the national anthem.
No, I mean, like, we know she can sing is what I'm saying.
Yeah. She got more range than me.
Yeah, right.
I have no hope of ever singing the national anthem.
I've got what I call a flea voice. I can only sing in bass. I start singing like. All right, time to sing. The wine cork we are killing because we use rubber stoppers instead. Like, that's just technology progressing.
Okay, yeah, you know what? You and the wine cork industry. Some industries are just meant to die.
They're not using our horses' carriages anymore. Geez, we must fix this problem. I blame the next generation. That Henry Ford rapscallion is ruining our industry. Wine in general, which I know is not true because all the teenage girls I know are illegally obtaining wine. So, I don't know what that's about.
Me neither. In fact, everyone my age I know that is a woman.
Yeah.
That drinks.
All wine. About wine. Yeah.
Wine is the thing.
Yeah, because they're too much of a to drink beer. But anyway, Home Depot. Home Depot not doing.
I'm going to go with Home Depot. I'm going to lump them in with rubber corks.
No, see,
or with corks. Some things deserve to go.
No, I disagree.
Okay.
Because, and I'm not sure if it's a Home Depot specific thing or just a home improvement thing. We don't own our own homes yet. We're millennial. Like, most people don't own their own homes at 25. Yeah.
Like, it's tough. Like, you live in an apartment for the longest time. Even Sean Hannity on this station, when he talks about when he was in his 20s, he didn't live in a house.
And Sean Hannity's a reasonable guy. He's not I don't think he would blame millennials for this kind of stuff. And he's a pretty right-wing guy. So it's not, I don't think this is as much of a political thing as it is just like an old people being angry.
Yep. Man yells at cloud.
Right, exactly. Or Clinton yells at Pepe meme. The 9-to-5 workday. Maybe we've evolved past the 9-to-5 workday.
Other nations don't use the 9-to-5 workday quite like we use it. They live longer and they're healthier.
I work 7 to 3. Like, that's not 9 to 5.
Not at all.
But same hours. But I mean,
it's the same hours, but it's okay. Like, why should we be locked into 9 to 5? I mean, it's to me.
Jobs get done.
Exactly. If you can get it done, and also it's not millennials killing this job, those kinds of jobs. If you look at America, we're becoming more service oriented as an industry. And if you look at the service industry, the hours of the service industry are all over the place.
Yeah.
People work in hotels and restaurants. That's not 9 to 5.
No, it's, you get weird hours sometimes. That's not a bad thing. The email, which, again, that's an archaic form of communication these days. I hate email. Our station owner, Confederate Mike, hates email, and he's older than all of us combined. So
I think there's people have gotten mad at me because I do not check my email.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I have to for work, but
if you want something to get to me, call me or text me.
Seriously.
Do not email me.
Yeah.
I do not read them.
Like, I will check my email after you text me to check my email.
Correct.
Like, that's fine to do.
Yeah, because if you have something that's too big to send in a text or an attachment or whatever,
yeah.
I get it. But if you want something to get to me and you sent it at 9 a.m. and you thought I was going to check it before 9 p.m., no.
Sorry, dude.
Not going to happen.
Well, especially like in our industry, in production, especially the area which I semi-specialize in, we have to transport audio files like a lot. And email is just the most convenient way to do it. But I don't normally check my email that much because it's not something I think about.
Yeah, if I'm using it, I will see what you wrote. I'll respond and stuff. I get it. And when it comes to job stuff, I guess like you just do emails. But like person to person, you want to communicate with me, do not write me an email.
Here's the weird one. Crowdfunding. We invented crowdfunding.
We have the right to kill that one. We brought it into this world. We can take it out.
Yeah, that's what my mom always said. We perpetuate crowdfunding. So how in the world it's like, here's this thing we made, but it doesn't work anymore. Like, what's bad about that?
And how do they know it's us? How do we know it's just that old people quit?
Well, because of something else we're killing, which is the focus group. Which I've actually been a part of an online focus group, and they're the most boring thing ever. And you get like $5 for it. So good, kill it.
Right, you don't get nothing for it at all. And it's a focus group to figure out exactly what.
Okay, here's a thing that I've signed. I've actually signed a non-disclosure agreement about this, so I can only talk about it for half a second without giving any details. I was part of a focus group for a product like a year ago, made by a very major soft drink company. And it was like, what do you think about our new health-oriented product? And I did a whole thing. And like a month ago in Michigan, I saw that product on the shelf. And I was like, oh, dang. I guess my input meant something.
I suppose.
I was probably the only millennial who took that focus group, apparently.
Wow, okay.
The sitcom, which is good because those suck. Kill those.
Okay. It's not a hot take, I guess, but it's just my personal opinion. I don't like Friends.
I've never watched Friends.
I don't think it's a great show.
I think Seinfeld's good. That's a sitcom.
I think Seinfeld's good. I think the cream of the crop of sitcoms,
like Frasier.
Yeah,
that's a
they're fantastic. I think that there are some great sitcoms. I do think that like it's the cream rises to the top thing with sitcoms.
The
creme de la creme. Like 95% of sitcoms stink.
Yes, easily. Because that's how it is with any industry. Like movies, 95% of them are terrible. Like television shows of any kind, music. Oh gosh, music. Most of it's terrible. So who cares?
Right. With sitcoms specifically, though, like I think the number of sitcoms that you can make that are interesting diminishing by a lot.
Like everyone should acknowledge, it's like the lowest form of, like the lowest common denominator when it comes to television entertainment is the sitcom.
Yeah, it tries not to offend anybody, and it tries to make everybody laugh, and as a result, it makes nobody laugh really.
Yeah, and like I think that's what made Frasier funny to me, is that he was smart, and there were some like, I don't want to say edgy jokes, but there were some jokes that weren't like, I don't know, it just seemed more intelligent, I guess.
Yeah, Frasier didn't mind leaving people behind that didn't get the joke.
Right, yeah.
And I think most sitcoms, by and large, are very, oh wait, no, we lost them, we have to go back and get them.
Ironically enough, in the effort of not caring about leaving people behind, they got more people, you know, so maybe use that.
Possibly.
The napkin industry, which we talked about.
We talked about off the air.
So tell your napkin story about your girlfriend.
That
if you don't mind.
My girlfriend, she does not buy napkins. I know that if anybody is killing the napkin industry, she's probably the world leader in napkin industry killing.
She's outside on the phone, so we can speak freely.
Exactly. She's not here. She'll go to Subway, or whenever we go to any fast food restaurant or whatever, and she'll just ask for a bunch of napkins. And they usually don't care. They'll just throw a bunch of napkins in the bag.
Because the pimply kid behind the counter doesn't care. It's like, oh, the company's losing 50 cents. I can't do that. Oh, he doesn't care.
Yeah, no, he doesn't care at all. He gives us a bunch of napkins, and then we have a little napkin holder thing. You just put the napkins in there. So you got a bunch of Subway napkins and Sonic napkins. Haven't bought a napkin, a sack of napkins or a bag of napkins.
They come in tubes, I think.
In a tube or a sleeve of napkin. I don't know what it's called.
I've never bought napkins.
Exactly. We're killing it too. We haven't bought it in years.
But see, the thing is, we're using paper towels instead. And like, I didn't realize that until after I read the article. I was like, oh yeah, I do use paper towels instead of napkins.
Another industry that deserves to die. You have one industry that basically doubles as two industries. Why does the napkin industry deserve to live? It only does napkin stuff. Paper towels do napkin stuff and towel stuff.
I guess with napkins, the argument is like, we were one ply and we folded them for you. Which, like, they never fold them the way I want anyway, so I don't care.
And it's not all that much. It's not much more helpful.
The concept of a corner office. Well,
like, I mean, being excited about a corner office.
Have you seen millennials' offices? They're sitting on like bouncy yoga balls.
Right. Have you seen Google? Like, there's no corner office in Google.
Because they don't care. They have like yards to play in. But like Frisbee is like a thing.
Robot that brings you coffee. Like, you don't care about a corner office if you have that.
Yeah. Like, I think a shared, I hate to use the word space because it sounds so millennial, but the shared space is like a better way to do it anyway.
I mean, you've got the shared space. And of course, you got the people that work from home or whatever.
Right. Like in this office, especially like let's see, like 2/5 of the people who work here are not here. They're out doing stuff, important things, but they're not like in the office.
All our salespeople go out to do sales. They don't sit around in here. You know, our hosts, like I prep here. Yeah. But otherwise, I'm not here.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's just how it is.
Sometimes I come here and just hang out with you. Like it's not even, it's not even to work.
Yeah. I mean, because I can multitask. I can type and talk at the same time. So it all works out.
Exactly.
Malls also, by the way.
We're killing malls.
I go to the mall all the time. So
I don't know what they're talking about. I go to the malls. I don't see anything but young people there.
Vaporwave is bringing the mall back, I think.
Oh, good. all thank Vaporwave. This is Two Millennials Talk on Hot 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. This sounds like a sports show, but really, it's like Seinfeld.
The sport of life.
The sport of life. Or a show about nothing. Next.
Wars come and go, but my soldiers stay eternal.
Now you can listen to Hot News Talk Radio anywhere streaming live at Noogaradio.com. That's Noogaradio.com.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Shooter Supply, any A-frame, 20% off, 10% off, 5% off, everything in the store's on sale. 5, 10, 20, September sales days. Shooter Supply, handguns, carry permit classes, ammo and gear. You'll get 5% off of firearms, 10% off of ammo and gear, 20% off of all handgun carry permit classes. Shooter Supply, September sales days. But you gotta get here now. It's ending soon. Shooter Supply, any A-frame. We're on Hickson Pike, right around the corner, right next to the Holiday Inn Express. Shooter Supply and Indoor Range. Shooters-range.com. Order online. Shooters-range.com. September sales days.
Hi, this is Mike at Wholesale Liquidation, Highway 58, next to Taco Bell, featuring over 6,000 square feet of unique and everyday wholesale items, discounted at, get this, 50 to 75% off of retail, from new and pre-owned tools to chainsaws and auto accessories. Wholesale Liquidation, Highway 58, next to Taco Bell.
You want more business. You want to increase your bottom line. You want to spend less on advertising, imaging your business, and general expenses. You need Trade Bank. Trade Bank of Chattanooga. Trade Bank. Call now to get access to nearly 400 local businesses. Trade Bank. Call 877-2202. 877-2202. Trade Bank. You want to increase your cash flow, your competitive edge, attract new customers, and build a loyal customer base. You need Trade Bank of Chattanooga. Call right now. 877-2202. When you join Trade Bank, you'll get the benefit of free advertising in our monthly magazine, tradebank.com, emails, and mailouts. Join Trade Bank now and receive your Trade Bank debit card with trade credits to spend any way you want with our wide variety of Trade Bank partners. For almost 30 years, Trade Bank has been your voice for small business, a member of the American Bankers Association, and in good standing with you. Trade Bank of Chattanooga. Call now for a free consultation. 877-2202. That's 877-2202. Trade Bank of Chattanooga.
This is Mike at For the Record at Northgate Mall. We're the largest complete record store in town. We sell old and new vinyl records, celebrity posters, music posters, and we are the largest in town. Come see us.
Expect fair skies to continue through the nighttime. Overnight lows into the upper 60s into your 70. Now for your Friday, lots of sunshine, continued hot and dry, highs soaring into the lower 90s. Still mainly dry through Saturday as well, with highs 90 to 92. This forecast is brought to you by Hamilton Medical Center in Dalton, featuring their neurosurgery and spine center, now open in Calhoun, Georgia. Stop putting up with back pain. For more, 706-529-9041. And I'm Source Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Core.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world. News Talk 1240.
Hot 1240 Hot News Talk Radio with your Hot News Now update. Donations are pouring in for a family who lost their 2 children and their house in a fire on Caribou Lane in Chickamauga. Donations are coming in at the school on Highway 27, Saddle Ridge Elementary, where different clothing and foods, toiletries, everything is being donated to this family at that school. Even cards are being given by children for this family. A new sexting scandal striking Bradley County, this time at Walker Valley High. A teacher has been suspended. Jonathan Dykes is accused of sending inappropriate texts to a student. He's been suspended without pay, pending an internal investigation. Someone saw fit to disturb the dead at a Georgia cemetery where World War II veterans' grave marker has been stolen. The brass marker was stolen sometime a few days ago. Within the last few days, the scrap value for the marker is only $15 to $10, but the value to the family is priceless. If you know where this grave marker may be, please call the Walker County Sheriff's Office. If it's going on in Tennessee Valley, it's going on Hot 1240 Hot News Talk Radio.
Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's got third. He's going for second. Earnhardt going for the lead.
The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series is on the Motor Racing Network.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Hear it live on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Check it out live on Chattanooga's official NASCAR radio station.
Hot News Talk 1240.
So this is Two Millennials Talk. I'm Keon Rose.
I'm Russell Stroud.
No.
Should have done that earlier, I think.
I think we could have done it earlier.
Oh, well.
I don't know. We're gonna figure it out eventually.
No, we're not. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to our audience, Keon. It's the fun of it is that we don't know what we're doing.
I don't know anything else to do other than lie to the audience. So there's that. But here's something that I'm going to tell you that's not a lie. It's an absolute truth.
The next statement is a lie.
Now you've made it tricky.
Yeah.
iOS 10. Porn on iOS 10. It's not good. I tried to figure out a cool, interesting way to say that, and I was like, nope.
iOS 10 hanky panky.
Yep. There it is. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
If you gave me like 10 minutes, I could come up with a clever, witty headline about that, but willpower right now.
it's the end of the day.
You're right. It's like I'm not writing articles anymore. I can't do it.
just gonna stop right now. But there is porn on iOS 10. It's snuck into the system itself.
Now, in case you're not in the know, iOS 10 is the brand new update for those of you who have the iPhone 7. If you got the iPhone 7, that's already on there, and it's coming to, I think, down to the iPhone 5S or 5C, whatever the 5 was. So
okay,
down to the 5 anyway.
So it's on that, and
I hadn't seen these images before.
Oh, it's great. So iOS 10 allows you to search for GIFs to send people,
kind of like Twitter does.
Yeah, in message conversations.
All right.
And
you can insert these GIFs into your text messages, right?
Correct.
Okay. With other people who have iOS.
And pretty much only them, I think.
Yeah, because my Android phone would just blow up if you did that.
Just spontaneously combust.
My data charges would go through the roof.
But what ends up happening here is you have to search for the GIF. The search, by the way, the Apple search is powered by Bing, which is just humorous in and of itself.
That's just a joke. Like, that sounds like a joke.
It sounds like a joke, but it's not a joke.
Well, I mean, they're not going to, what are they going to do? Ask Jeeves? They're not going to do Google, So it makes sense. It's just stupid. Like, Apple, come on, buy up some search engine company and put your own dang
I know, there's so many out there.
I know. Like, buy DuckDuckGo and then put it in
I have no idea. Buy Wolfram Alpha.
Shodan.
Buy something.
Anything.
This is reprehensible here. And so
Apple to buy Facebook to obtain its search engine software.
And also, just a personal opinion, I think Bing is a crappy search service. So there's also that too.
The only justifiable thing about Bing is its maps. Bing maps are actually pretty good.
I haven't had the chance to use those.
So anyway, don't talk too much about that.
But yeah, pretty good from what I hear. So what we end up having the situation here is people try to search words that are inappropriate.
Yeah.
So the obvious words, you can't search for them.
Okay, so no like boobies.
No, you can't do that.
Even if I'm looking for the red-breasted booby, my favorite bird.
That is correct.
So I can't find that.
You can't find it at all.
Like, what if I'm some grandma who doesn't know?
Right.
I would send a gift of a red-breasted booby to my grandson. She types in, what in the world is this?
It won't.
It won't do it. I can't find my movies.
But you will find other things if you search. For instance, the word huge.
So any size parameter will bring up porn.
Will probably bring up porn.
Big, large.
And
massive throbbing.
I don't know if they blocked those yet, but they definitely blocked huge.
Shoot.
After someone searched huge and huge turned up, basically hardcore pornography, just on your phone, and it was sent to somebody else in a message.
Oh,
and
that's uncomfortable.
It is very uncomfortable, and Apple doesn't have any way of stopping this, and they have not created any filter of any kind to filter out the pornographic images, none whatsoever. They have not nothing. They you had an idea that they could have created a repository of images
because you're searching through GIFs. So just put some frickin' GIFs on there in a repository that they can search through, just like Twitter does. It's easy.
It seems like it should be completely obvious, but no, not to them. And so they didn't necessarily do any of those things. They just simply stopped you now from searching the word huge. So just like the grandma that could not search for red-breasted booby, the bird.
Yeah. So you can't search for a huge booby now.
No, you can't. Or merely the word huge. It won't let you search for anything. Like you can't huge truck. Nothing.
Really? So I want Donald Trump saying huge. And it's shoot. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Huge Donald Trump.
A gif of Donald Trump swallowing his H's. Huge.
Huge Bernie Sanders.
It's going to be huge. No.
Triple H. Huge Triple H.
None of those things.
Darn it.
Apple will not allow you to search for it because that's the solution that they've come up to for this problem.
Explain you can't really explain what was found when you search the word huge. Not in a radio safe way.
Not a radio safe way. The FCC is gonna
they come down on us for that one.
Drop the hammer on me. And I like
it's pretty hard
being on the air, and also I like not being fined.
I like being a news director, so we'll avoid that.
So we'll just avoid that. Unfortunately, I'm not Howard Stern, so I can't cover my losses on that.
We can't pay a few $1 million in fines.
It would be too much to overcome, I think.
We should just put a censor button in, but make a podcast and leave the words we've censored into the podcast.
I don't know how to do that, but that would be great.
I don't either. I'm just saying it would be.
We should figure out how to do that.
It's an idea.
Because
I think we could make it as podcasters, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Let's do it. we have recording equipment here. We'll just do a second.
Yeah, we'll just
second
do it again.
Because to explain what it is that actually came up in the search is it's porn. It's just that's the only way to describe it. I can't.
I've got thick skin. I wasn't offended when I saw it or anything, but
I'm saying if you did not expect that,
right?
It would have surprised you.
It's it's your run of the mill, late night Cinemax stuff, but it's shocking when it's not at all what you're intending to get.
Right. So, it's out there if you want to find it. I'm not going to tell you where to find it because I don't think that that's allowed either.
Just search for the very naughty word huge and then iOS 10 and you'll find it.
I think that it'll come up. But yeah, no, that was my favorite story of the day.
That's just so incredibly ridiculous that it hurts my head.
Also, if you searched the word butt before they blocked that, as in your bottom, as in your derriere,
10-year-olds would search when they first get on Google.
Butt.
What's a butt?
But
internet butts. Put it on my floppy disk and show it to my friends.
Well, boy, I don't know why we became Beavis and Butthead for that.
Dial up butt. I got a butt.
It's a butt. So, oh no! Now we sound like a Kid Cudi album.
Shoot, we can't do it. Oh.
Did you hear that last Kid Cudi album? By the way,
I don't know who Kid Cudi is.
Kid Cudi was a rapper. I don't know what he is now. How you would describe what Kid Cudi is?
He was a butthead impersonator.
He was. Well, here's the thing. So I know this is a complete departure from everything we were just talking about, but
that's par for the course for us.
Exactly. And I have to do this right now because there is no getting around this. Kid Cudi made, to me, a pretty cool album, Man on the Moon, which was a really, really cool album. It was just about him being a kind of sad person who's trying to make a rap career for himself, but he's just not happy. And the character in his concept album is a guy that's trying to basically follow his dreams. but is not being particularly successful in doing so because of all the things that life throws at him.
American Idiot of rap albums.
Basically.
Okay.
Really, but like really mellow and calm and peaceful.
Oh, so not the American Idiot of rap albums.
Thematically,
okay.
The American Idiot of rap albums. So he comes up with a follow-up album, Man on the Moon 2. It's not as good, but whatever. It's a rap album still.
Sure.
And then Kid Cudi starts to go off and branch off into experimental rock music.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Which is just, yeah. And it's not good. It's the album is called King Wizard. It's really weird.
It's
and
about how he's angry the Wizards don't win.
I wish that's what it was, because A, I can identify with that as a Wizards fan, but B, it would have made more sense than what we actually got. And then he goes back to rap music. I don't even remember what the name of the rap album was. It was that horrible. It's one of the worst things I've ever listened to in my life.
I'm back too.
No, it's Indicud is the name of the album. Yeah.
Okay.
And
is he from Indica or Utica? No, that's Utica. Never mind. I don't know.
I don't know what he was thinking of that either. And also,
Indica is a type of weed.
And he does smoke a lot of that.
It's a type of weed. Yeah,
Well,
there's indica and there's sativa. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kid Cudi, Indicud, that album is horrendous. Possibly one of the worst rap albums I've heard in life.
Oh boy.
And we just keep trending downhill. But like, I really liked his first album so much. I kept giving Kid Cudi chances. Like, I just kept listening. Like, I thought, well, okay, maybe the next one he'll try and come back.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to even sound like what he sounded like on the first one. He just has to sound like a person who tried to make good music and then succeeded in doing so.
So
I would settle for that low bar. And then last year, he releases an album called Speeding Bullet to Heaven, which is a rock album.
Oh, no.
It's over 20 tracks.
Sounds like 70s experimental rock with like wah-wah pedals.
It sounds like that, except Kid Cudi is singing. And Kid Cudi cannot sing. Cannot sing. Like, people made fun of Kanye West for that auto-tune.
Oh, sure, yeah.
808s and Heartbreaks, but Kanye knows he can't sing.
But it's not like
auto-tuned.
Oh,
there was no auto-tune here. Kid Cudi sang the whole album.
So it's like a
guitars,
a non-endearing version of Biz Markie. Like, Biz Markie can't sing, but it's endearing when he does.
Okay, and yes, clear. You know, and like there's some people that say they have trouble with some singers' voices. Like Bob Dylan is a guy that like people are like I don't know what the point of this is, especially later Bob Dylan. Like some of that stuff is not listenable, but either way,
that's
such a great impression.
I drive my sister just batty with my Bob Dylan impression.
I like it
all the way up to Michigan. I went, hey, sorry about driving through Ohio.
So here's the thing, right? Like someone once said, and I really agree with this. The singer's voice is what connects the listener to the songwriter.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you hear a singer that's maybe they're not necessarily the greatest singer of all time, it connects the singer and the songwriter.
Sure.
So you, the listener, are connected to Bob Dylan, the songwriter, by Bob Dylan's voice. There's no one who can hear his voice and go, okay, you know, I don't understand what he's talking about.
Right.
Like you get it and you feel it. Kid Cudi's voice is not the right voice to not just convey what Kid Cudi was trying to convey. Anything. I would not listen to Kid Cudi sing anything. It's horrible. Like, and the fact that he thought 20 tracks of this was, 20 tracks, like there was like 15 tracks, and then there was like 6 bonus tracks of him like in the studio figuring it all out, which A, is the most pretentious thing he could possibly do.
Yes.
And B, the final result wasn't good. Like, what made you think that I wanted to find out how you got there? And in between all of this, and the reason why this rant began, is the endless Beavis and Butthead skits in between every track.
Oh.
There's just endless, and they're so long. They're like a minute and a half of just Beavis and Butthead.
He's probably just sitting in the studio with his headphones. He's got his monitors on. He's just having fun, and he's like, oh, by the way, record this.
If he thought it was fun, if he was having a great time, all right, I'm for it, but don't charge me money.
Or at least put it like 30 seconds of it at the end of the album.
Please.
Like, that's all right.
Yeah. Like, there's Kendrick Lamar released an album last year.
Yeah.
And this year, a second album came out. It was Untitled Unmastered. It was all the songs that basically didn't make that album. And there's one song where he's just goofing around. That's where you put that.
Right.
On the
B-sides
B-sides.
and rarities, yeah.
Yeah. You don't put that on the album.
The only band I can think of that has ever pulled off the, hey, we're in the studio having fun thing is Pixies. If you remember on Surfer Rosa, it's him saying, you effing die to the producer.
Yeah.
Or no, he said it to Kim Deal, and he's just like messing around, and they just left it in the album. It's funny.
And I think it's cool when there's snippets of that.
Right. That's like 15 seconds.
That's 15 seconds. Bad Bad Not Good is a jazz band, and at the end, I think it's their bassist. He has a rant about people not being creative in music anymore. It's just like, you don't change up anything in music. You just play everything in fours. Play it in a different time signature, please.
Right.
Like, he just has this gigantic rant about that. But it's at the end of the album, and that's the only part where that is.
Right.
Kid Cudi did this.
You've already heard the content by that part.
6 tracks. Yeah. And I don't care. Like, I just don't care. And like, if there was a way that I could unlisten to everything I heard, gosh, it's so bad.
I can't think of anything that's like so bad where you wish you hadn't heard it.
Well, previous to that, I didn't know of such a thing. And by the way, I listened to Miley Cyrus album,
right?
Her pop art album, Miley Cyrus, Dead Pets, which I also wish I hadn't listened to.
You told me about that.
Yeah.
It's a deviation where there doesn't need to be one.
This is the problem with trying to listen to everything musically. Is
I want to break the fourth wall here for half a second.
Okay.
We might go long because the Windows machine on which we run our production stuff has decided that it wants to update to Windows 10.1, which is the anniversary update.
And it wants to update right now.
It has decided to do this at the most inopportune time of all time. But we're here, which is good, because if this happened at any other point, there would be dead air for like 4 hours.
Right.
So
can you believe that, though? Like, this, what if this happened yesterday?
Right. Like, if this happened yesterday, it'd be tragic. But fortunately, we're here, and I don't have a time limit. I can be here all night. So.
And I don't have a time limit either.
Okay.
So,
do you work tomorrow?
I do work tomorrow, but I can't go to bed before midnight. Like, it's just a thing for me. I can't do it.
Hopefully this will be done by midnight. This will just turn into like a drinking show.
Right.
Well, for me anyway.
Or if we want to turn Two Millennials Talk into Keon Rose reviews the worst albums he's ever listened to, because I've listened to so many bad ones.
I can't think of an album I've listened to that made me upset at how bad it was.
Oh,
like, I know you just named one, but I'm trying to like,
if you look for them, you will find them.
Well, yeah, if you look for one. But
like, I've listened to a lot of albums that were just meh.
Yeah,
that's most of them. To be clear,
like 3/4 of them.
I don't listen to horrible albums, and I'm not a music critic, so I'm not going to be able to distinguish between like what's.
Well, everyone's a critic.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
Like, you create what is good in your head. So, like you might. This might be weird, but like, I might hate the Beatles. Like, to me, I don't. But to me, like, the Beatles are the worst band ever.
Right.
So in my mind, I've created like a standard where the Beatles are horrible, but like the Spin Doctors are the best band ever.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I have music I'm disappointed in. Things that I thought would be better, and then they're just not as good as I hoped that they would be. That's most of my encounters with quote unquote bad music.
That was me with 21st Century Breakdown when it first came out. Then it grew on me. But
yeah. Or there's some albums and bands, like, if you go back and give them a second listen, you find that you appreciate them more. There are some bands that I have and some albums that I have that I didn't like them when I first heard them.
Yeah.
And I never deleted it.
Oh.
So then I go back and listen to it again and go, you know what? This is pretty great. I just had a different expectation than what it was that I actually heard. That being said, I would never watch I would never listen to Speeding Bullet to Heaven ever again because I regret it so much the first time.
It doesn't even deserve a second chance.
I didn't expect much, and I was still disappointed. That's the most disappointing thing to me about the whole thing. It's the lowest bar I have ever set for any musical project, is simply make something listenable.
Remember that movie? That just reminds me. You remember that movie that came out not too long ago? It was a Seth Green? No, not Seth Green. Who's the fat guy who does comedy?
Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen movie. Seth Rogen movie. and his friend, not Jay Leno, James Franco.
James Franco, that's right.
Jay Leno,
the
weed guy.
Is it their North Korea movie?
No, I didn't see that. It was the one where it's like At the Earth's End or World's End, whatever. Like, I don't think anyone else saw that movie. I went with some friends of mine with the lowest expectations ever, and I was so livid that it was just not very funny. There was one part that made me laugh pretty hard, but the rest of it was just like lame weed humor jokes, you know, where it's like, you must be 2,000% high to think this is funny.
That's his humor, though. That's all of his humor. I don't get it.
Because he's 2,000% high when he writes it.
Right.
And for some reason, the studio's like, yeah, man, take our money.
So one of my favorite things about the Dan Le Batard show is that Dan Le Batard has all kinds of non-sports guests on his show, which makes people really mad.
Well, Colin just did that. We had the guy who's talking about cattle mutilations today.
I missed that.
It was really good, actually.
And I pretty much almost always listen to Colin, so that's pretty crazy.
The one time you missed it is when it's really good.
Cattle mutilations, wow. But he had Seth Rogen on the show.
Oh.
And Seth Rogen was talking about his new movie Sausage Party, the animated movie.
Oh gosh.
That I will be passing on also.
Yes, most people have, so.
And Seth Rogen was like, I can't believe that Sony Pictures let me write this movie. And I can't believe it either. Like, they continue to let him write movies, and I don't get it. Like, maybe it's just me.
Salma Hayek plays a transsexual slice of bread in that movie. Salma Hayek. How'd they get Salma Hayek to play that?
Edward Norton is in that movie. What? I don't know how. Half the people in that movie, I don't know how they got them in that movie.
How do you go from Fight Club to Sausage Party?
I don't know. And I don't even think it's like a decline. I just think that Seth Rogen is like well connected and has a lot of friends. And like, he's just like, look, be in my silly movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're getting paid for it. It's not like anyone will notice they're in it, you know?
Right.
It's not a smear in their career anymore. So.
But got really good people in these movies. And I don't know, if I'm Seth Rogen's friend and he asked me to be in Sausage Party, I'm not going to be in Sausage Party. Like, if I had a historically solid career, and he's like, be in Sausage Party with me, like, he's not forcing you to.
It's just asking you very forcibly.
So I don't know how you work your way around that.
I don't know how I would feel if Seth Rogen asked me to be in anything. I'd be like, I don't know if I'd be honored or offended, because I might be offended because Seth Rogen thinks I'm funny. I'd be like,
yeah,
oh,
like,
shoot.
Tells you what he thinks about my sense of humor.
Right. I'd be like, oh, darn it. Seth Rogen.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Like, if Sam Hyde wanted me to be in something, I'd be pretty excited.
I'd be pretty game for that.
That'd be awesome. Especially since it'd film in like Atlanta and I could do that. But no, I can't. Like, no. They're
just some people, their sense of humor and mine don't align. I get, if you're a Seth Rogen person, that's fine. I watched the movie Neighbors. Stopped watching about a fourth of the way into the movie. Couldn't do it. It was not funny.
Which one is that?
It's the movie where he is married to whatever Rose Byrne's character is in the movie, and they have a baby, and then a fraternity moves in next door, and it's played by Zac Efron is the main fraternity
guy. Why is he in all these stupid movies?
And James Franco's little brother is also in the movie.
Oh, okay.
I forget his name. Something.
Jim Franco.
I don't think it's Jim, but I don't remember what it is. So it doesn't matter. He looks exactly like his brother, but shorter.
Okay, something about that movie that you may remember. You know, there's that GIF where it says, "You have sick references, bro." Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
that's from that.
Oh, that's what it's from. I didn't get that far in the movie.
Yeah. No, not Neighbors. It's from that At World's End, whatever movie that
was. Gotcha. Yeah, I have not seen that movie.
Yeah,
I've been passing on Seth Rogen for a very long time, and when I choose to watch his movies, I don't finish them.
That's fine. That's really fine, honestly.
Yeah, I don't, because I don't want to be like snobby. I don't think my tastes are better than anybody else's taste. I listen to him. I listen to his I watch his movies, and I don't get it.
I think, no, see, here's the thing. I disagree with you, because I think your taste and my taste are better than a lot of other people's. Because if you listen to some of the just awful nonsense that's playing on commercial music radio,
fair enough.
It's legitimately bad. Like, especially modern pop. It's just like, I don't mean all modern pop, because I do like some of this. Like Shut Up and Dance With Me, I think it's a pretty solid song. I like that song. But like,
it's a solid song. You know, every now and then a Taylor Swift song will slip through the cracks and get to my ears. And I don't know. I like her and I listen.
She's fine. She's talented.
You know, Beyonce. I like it. But like, not everybody.
Yeah, like I hear like a John Legend song, and I'm just like, I've heard this song 400 times before, but it was done by other people and named different things.
I hear you. I know that pop music can be really bad at times. I mentioned earlier that I work in an Office Depot.
Yeah.
Which now I listen to more pop music.
Oh no.
In an 8-hour span than I ever listened to on purpose.
You should have gone to work at World Market, man. They have great music there.
Well, here's the thing. I used to work at World Market.
Did you?
Yeah, the music was fine, except for Christmas time.
Oh no.
Christmas time.
They play Arabic Christmas songs.
No, they play the same. They play American pop Christmas songs. The six same songs.
Oh no.
But there's one song that it didn't matter how many times it played. I liked it. It was Happy Holidays by Bing Crosby. Remixed by Dan the Automator.
Oh.
I love that song.
That sounds pretty solid, actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool song.
Yeah.
But everything else, I mean, they had the Jackson 5 Christmas songs, which are great.
Yes, always.
But if you listen to them all day, the sound of young Michael Jackson's voice, it'll get to you. And of course, oh my gosh.
Well, what about Mariah Carey?
Her too. They played her too. And between Celine Dion and Mariah Carey, that might drive a person to homicide after 5 or 6 hours of it.
Yeah, Mariah Carey. Well, speaking of driving people to insanity, we are almost at our conclusion here.
We have almost driven you to insanity.
The Windows machine has booted back up. We are now in Windows 10.1 Anniversary Edition. So DirectX 12 is installed, and probably the audio drivers are going to crash and stop working. So that's a good sign.
So fantastic.
Hooray!
But we'll be here late enough to catch it if it happens.
If it does happen.
If it does happen.
Please happen. Give me something to do.
Right. And then who knows? Maybe you get to hear us drone on for another hour.
Another hour and some minutes, because the computer will restart yet again.
What other thing can we say to completely lose our audience as we're coming to an end here?
Let me think of something. Vectroid is a good artist. You should listen to Echo Jams by Chuck Person. It's a great album. It's a bunch of chopped and screwed remixes of Africa by Toto. It's actually, have you heard Echo Jams before?
I haven't.
Oh gosh, you gotta.
Okay, I'm gonna get there.
Gotta be
and the Radio Department. They're my favorite band, and they have a new album, and it's really, really good.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Alex Jones up next.